What's happening, guys? Coming to you from my office today with a frequently asked question. A lot of times, I guess, when a person starts moving up the ladder of whatever people might call success, they want to know what you do and how you get your day started. So this video is going to be covering that, my morning routine. A lot of the things that I've done getting my morning routine to what it is today is reading books and seeing what other successful people have done over the years. And when you've seen people do that, and the vast majority of them are very successful, you're like, why don't I start doing that? So anyway, the very first thing that I do in the morning, I get up, what some people may say like at an insane time is 3:45 is when I have my first alarm set, 3:45 a.m. Why is this? Well, I read a bunch of books, and a bunch of successful people said it changed their life when they started waking up earlier. You start having time for yourself. You can do a lot of things. You can get a lot of things done without a bunch of people bothering you, because everybody else, the whole world is still asleep for the most part, so you can get these things done. So I get up early because there's a lot of things that I want to get done before I get to work. One of them is the very first thing I do after getting up is I go downstairs and I get a workout in. Some sort of weight training in my home gym downstairs. I want to do some weightlifting or whatever, get that in. Some sort of physical stressor. So after that I get done. I usually am in there for about 30 minutes, whatever. I don't try to play around. I listen to an audio book while I'm working out. A lot of people listen to music. It gets them in the zone or whatever. I like making money and being successful, so I usually listen to a book that is on something like that. Right now I'm rereading The Millionaire Next Door, and so that's what I'm doing down there. I'm working out, doing some sort of physical stressor, and then I'm also reading or listening to a book, an audio book. That's what I am currently reading right now. After I get finished with that, I go upstairs to our spare bedroom where I have red lights. Red light therapy is becoming very popular for a bunch of different reasons, but one of the main reasons is it penetrates your skin and it hits your mitochondria. It goes down to a cellular level, and it gets them ginning and spinning where they're producing more than they normally would, and it helps wake you up and get you woken up. So I do that, and I also do breathing work or breath work. There's a guy called Wim Hof. If you look him up on YouTube, you'll see he looks like a crazy hippie dude, but he's smart as a whip, and what he's found out through breath work is pretty remarkable. So it sold me on the idea of bringing your oxygen level up in your body is just totally beneficial in tons of different ways. So I do that. You go through rounds of breathing, and I just do both of these at the same time. I used to do the breath work, and then I'd go do the red lights, and I'm like, well, I could condense this time or save a bunch of time if I do both of them at the same time. The breathing usually takes 11 to 15 minutes, just depending on like your retention holds, and I usually do the red lights for 15 or 16 minutes. So I now do both of those at the same time. I'm getting my red light in while I'm doing my breathing. After I do that, I go and jump in the shower, but not a typical shower. I take cold showers. Not too long ago, when I found out about Wim Hof, he talked about ice baths and cold water exposure. Cold exposure has tons of benefits for people as well. I started doing all these things. I didn't start doing all of them at the same exact time. I've just adapted them over time. So this is my morning routine after the cold shower. I usually do that for 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes 10 if I have extra time. I just get, the longer you're in there, the more benefit you get from it. And after that, I get out, brush my teeth, do all the standard stuff, get ready for the day, get dressed. And I try to be out the door by 5:15 or 5:30. I have about a 20 or 25 minute commute to work. So I'm always trying to be here by somewhere around 5:30 to 5:45 in the morning, depending. So that's my morning routine. A lot of people have their own morning routines, and something that made me come up with the starting it way earlier in the morning was I always knew that I would get busier. I was getting busy later in the afternoon, and I always wanted to go to the gym. I've always been a person that went to the gym and lifted weights, but every day I'm like, crap, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time, because my day just kept getting longer and longer. Well, how do you fix that? Well, you create more time. You wake up earlier. No, it wasn't easy at first because I was a person that was sleeping when I first moved out here. I was sleeping until 8 o'clock or whatever. And so I read these books and I found out about this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I need to start waking up earlier. So I did. The way that I did that was I took 30 minutes off my wake up time. So if it was 8 a.m. for 2 weeks, I started waking up at 7:30. Then 2 weeks after that, I moved it to 7, and then I started doing, I think when I got to 6, I started doing like 15-minute increments because it started getting kind of brutal at that point. I'm like, man, this is crazy to be waking up so early. But that was providing me with a time that I said I didn't have and waking up. And also I was staying up late and waking up late, and it's also been research done that that's less beneficial for people to do that. You'll have your people that will argue, oh, I know so-and-so that stays up all night, sleeps all day, and he became a millionaire or whatever. That's great, and that's fine. It's awesome if you figure that out, and there's one person that does it, but the vast majority of people do it my way. And I'm like, if the vast majority of people are being super successful and going to sleep earlier and waking up earlier, I'm going to do it that way. And it's definitely helped me in getting to where I am today for sure. Yo, what's up guys? If you want to see more of the hot content that you just saw in that video, be sure to follow me on all my social media channels, from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. The Life of Christ is my handle on there. Also have Down for Sound Shop on Facebook and Instagram, and don't forget Snapchat is JPD4S. Check out all the hot content on there as well.